Each morning begins not with a scroll, a stretch, or even a stumble toward coffee, but with a deliberate step into the light, quite literally. For years, Dr. Andrew Huberman, a neuroscientist at Stanford University, has captivated audiences with insights that feel as if they unlock hidden doors to human performance and well-being. Central to his philosophy is the idea that the first hour of the day sets a cascade of physiological and neurochemical events in motion. Events that shape everything, from how well we sleep to how persistently we pursue our goals. But his morning routine doesn't start with caffeine or even a trip to the bathroom. Instead, it starts with the sun. Light before latte, a circadian symphony. When he wakes, he immediately heads outside, rain or shine, summer or bleak. UK winter, to get natural light into his eyes. No sunglasses, no peeking through a window, the eyes must meet the sun directly even when hidden behind clouds. This isn't about ritual, it's about rhythm, specifically the circadian rhythm, the 24-hour biological cycle that governs sleep, metabolism, hormone release, and even mood. Inside the eye are special cells known as intrinsically photosensitive retinal ganglion cells. These cells detect brightness and send powerful signals to the suprachiasmatic nucleus, the body's master clock located deep in the brain's hypothalamus. This light-triggered signal halts melatonin production and initiates a natural rise in cortisol, effectively waking the brain and body. It's the single best thing you can do for your sleep, your energy, your metabolism, and your mental clarity. He insists research supports this. Studies have shown that morning light exposure helps anchor circadian rhythms, reduces insomnia symptoms, and can even alleviate seasonal affective disorder, particularly relevant to those living in the darker northern latitudes like the UK. The caffeine trap. Why delay matters. The next part of his routine is surprising, particularly for a self-professed caffeine addict. He doesn't reach for coffee. At least not immediately. Instead, he waits 90 to 120 minutes before ingesting caffeine. Why? Because of adenosine, a molecule that accumulates in the brain throughout the day, building up sleep pressure. During sleep, adenosine levels drop, but if you wake with even a small residue, say 20%, and immediately consume caffeine, which blocks adenosine receptors, you don't allow your body to naturally flush that fatigue inducing molecule. So what happens? When caffeine wears off mid-morning or early afternoon, the adenosine floodgates reopen and you crash. By delaying caffeine intake, he gives his body time to metabolize and eliminate leftover adenosine. The result, sustained energy, better focus, and no more brutal post-lunch slumps. This technique isn't just anecdotal. Caffeine is a well-studied adenosine receptor antagonist, and its pharmacokinetics, especially its timing and duration, play a crucial role in how we perceive fatigue. Dopamine done right, from cold showers to mental wins. What follows next in his morning is optional but transformative cold exposure. Whether through a cold shower or a plunge into an ice bath, he embraces the discomfort. The science behind it is compelling. Studies have shown that exposure to cold water around 60 degrees Fahrenheit or below for even just a few minutes triggers a sustained rise in dopamine, the neurotransmitter of motivation and reward. Unlike the sharp spike and crash of social media or sugar, cold-induced dopamine rises slowly and lasts longer, setting the tone for focus, resilience, and energy throughout the day. You get this arc of dopamine that lasts for hours. It's a natural antidepressant, he notes. Cold therapy also activates norepinephrine, another mood-lifting chemical which sharpens alertness and reduces inflammation. The practice is low cost and scalable, perfect for anyone willing to swap comfort for capacity. Training the brain to crave challenge. For those looking to develop a fitness routine, Huberman offers a cognitive twist. Don't just complete the task, reward the hard part. He points to dopamine again, the molecule often misunderstood as a reward chemical. In reality, dopamine is about pursuit, about the pleasure we derive, not from the goal, but the chase. When you're struggling through a workout, out of breath and nearing a wall, that's the exact moment to tell yourself, this is the good part. It sounds simple, but this reframing teaches the brain to associate difficulty with pleasure. Over time, this shapes what we pursue and how we persist. This approach is rooted in neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to adapt. When dopamine, norepinephrine, and adrenaline peak together during effort, rewarding the struggle itself strengthens motivation pathways. The serotonin reset, why rest is non-negotiable. But Huberman warns you cannot live on dopamine alone. The human nervous system, he explains, needs a balance between pursuit and contentment. That's where serotonin comes in. Unlike dopamine, serotonin is released in states of safety, rest, and fulfillment. It's the neurotransmitter of enough, the warm calm that follows a shared meal, the joy of holding a loved one, or the peace of a mindful moment. Without serotonin, the dopamine system burns out. We become addicted to achievement, always chasing and never satisfied. That's why building moments of pause, connection, and reflection into the day is not indulgent. It's essential, whether it's a weekly Sabbath, a deep breath, a hug, or a quiet cup of tea. These are the serotonin rituals that allow us to reset, recover, and begin again. The final word, the science of simple steps. His morning, when fully optimized, is not filled with hacks or exotic supplements. It's an orchestration of light delay, discomfort, and reward, and within it lies a message. You don't need to overhaul your life to change it. Wake up. Step outside. Wait for your coffee, breathe through the cold, embrace the hard parts, then pause, reset, and begin again tomorrow. This is the neuroscience of habit, energy, and happiness, proven by research, lived by practice, and accessible to anyone with the courage to reclaim their morning.